Welcome to Point and Drink Adventure, a podcast where we talk about the drinks and media we consume. With me, as always, is my bestie Pam. Hi, Pam.
Hi, Michelle. How you doing?
Good. It's spooky season. We're looking spooky, aren't we?
It is spooky season. I wasn't even planning this, and then I was just like, I put on the red lipstick, and I was like, oh yeah, let's do the choker as well. Like, yeah, just keep building.
Keep building. Let's the dark makeup, the wings.
dark makeup,
the black. We're both wearing black too, except I'm freezing my ass off, so I need something. Well, what are we drinking, Pam? What is this?
Well, we're drinking Cabernet Sauvignon.
Cabernet Sauvignon.
American. Mm-hmm. Like we're probably drinking different Cabernet Sauvignons, but
that's okay. We can't find if we can't find the same thing. That's fine. I don't care anymore. I've given up that game of like I'm gonna find the same wine as the person I'm gonna drinking with. Like you know what? They're both fucking cabs, and I don't care anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
So what is the bottle you're drinking, Pam?
So I am drinking Seven Falls Cellars. This is from Waluke. I'm sure I'm saying that wrong. Slope. It is from Washington, I believe.
Washington State Cabernet. Do you have many Washington State cabs or cabs in general, Pam?
Yeah, I love Cabernet Sauvignon. That sort of has always been like my go-to from when I first started liking red wines. I don't drink a ton of Washington. We didn't have this was in the vintages section, and it was just in U.S. It was like California, and then there's U.S. So I don't see a ton of Washington, especially Cabernet Sauvignon. I'm kind of a little bit surprised because it's a cooler climate. And I find usually cabs are from sort of hotter, drier areas.
Yeah, when you think of it like kind of Bordeaux too, like Bordeaux is not super hot or warm like it is in California. Though Cabernet, the grape, do really thrive in the warm weather one. It is the most planted red varietal grape in the world. Super popular. Everybody loves it. And because it is a thick-skinned and it does really well in all sorts of different types of climates. Again, the climate is going to vary the profile for it. But I love this wine of yours because it brought me nostalgia when I was looking through the LCBO. Because when I worked in wine, there were many, many years, every holiday season, we would get at least 2 to 3 pallets. And a pallet is 52 cases. So 100 and some odd cases in our tiny little shop of wine of just that wine and have a blowout sale. And I have carried so many cases of that fucking wine. And I saw that and I was like, oh, well, Pam has to have it because I've probably carried that case's grandmother or something, you know, like many vintages ago.
Did you get to take some home?
I actually don't think we always sold out of it. We would sell out of several pallets of that wine every year during that blowout sale. So I would never, and we would have it in stock during the year too. I've definitely had it a lot, but not during the. When we had that blowout sale, I wanted to see it gone so fast because I was so sick of it. So But it is a very good wine, especially. It's not that expensive. Like, how much did you pay in Canadian?
It was $24. I also just noticed it's a 2016, which I guess why it was in the vintages section.
Oh, it's a little bit older. Yay, that's kind of good. Yours is going to be much older than mine then. Mine's a 2021, but where was I going with that? I don't remember, but that's fine. Yeah, but I love that wine. It's not super expensive, especially like Washington wines. I mean, there are expensive Washington wines, obviously, but that wine in particular, I think it's a really good quality to price ratio that you're not going to get something ridiculous below your hair back, but it's good. It's tangy, not tangy, it's tannic, a little bit rich, more fruit forward, but we love it.
Yeah, it's good. It's got like a interesting nose. I'm getting like a lot of sort of like smoky kind of tobacco on the nose.
Ooh.
But then drinking it, I get much more of like a jammy, plummy kind of taste. Although a little bit of smoke on the taste as well. But
yeah, so you like it?
Yeah, it's really good. It's nice and punchy.
Did you have it with your pork tenderloin you had tonight?
I had a very little bit with the pork tenderloin. I was trying to save it for for first impressions. But what wine are you drinking?
So the other one that I had on our list of possibilities was a Francis Ford Coppola wine, because Coppola, like, I'm typically not for wines that are, what do we call it? Celebrity wines,
yeah,
we're gonna call it, you know. And Francis Coppola has actually been doing this for a really long time, and he's actually sold the winery recently for like
to fund his movie.
Megapolis. Like, he sold the winery for like, estimated value of the winery was like $500 million or something like that, and then the movie Megapolis, is that what it's called, Megapolis, if I'm pronouncing it correctly?
I think so.
Cost like $120 million to produce, so he self-funded the whole thing, and now that thing has bombed. So I feel kind of bad. But, but he's doing fine.
I'm sure he's fine. Yeah.
He's fine. If he sold it for 500 and self-financed 120, he's fine.
That's true.
But his wines have always sort of been like a for me, just because they've been celebrity driven. But I was like, you know what? He's kind of relevant right now. I'm going to give his Cabernet a chance, even though I've never really had it before. And so I got just the Diamond Collection Cabernet. It's 2021. So not as age as yours, which, you know, no funsies, but that's okay. And this one definitely is more fruit forward. On the nose, I definitely get a little bit of tobacco to it, but it's a lot of like dark plummy fruit. And it's nice. It's at first sip, I was like, oh my God, it's so alcoholic, because even yours and mine are both at 14.5%, which is high. So we're going to be drunk, but that's okay.
Yep.
So this is just a nice little wine.
Yeah.
Do you like Francis Ford Coppola movies?
Well, I like The Godfather.
Godfather, Apocalypse Now.
Oh yeah, Apocalypse Now is good.
Drawing a blank. What else he did? He's done like a lot of things, and then when I like sit here and think about, even looked it up earlier, and I was like, oh yeah, that movie, and I'm like, oh crap, I've already forgotten.
Yeah. That'll happen.
That'll be fine. Everything is fine. The Rainmaker, that's a big one, right? The court drama one. I don't know.
I haven't seen that one.
Either. It's all right.
But it's a good wine for a cool fall evening.
Which it is definitely today. It's definitely cooler today, and I'm chilly, which is why I got my stupid little shawl. But movies. Pam, since it's spooky month.
Yes.
She's been watching all of the frickin' spooky movies. All of them. Every single one.
I've watched so many movies this month. And
so
they've
many.
all been horror movies.
I've watched one horror. Okay, I've lied. I watched 3, but all the ones I've seen, Pam has also saw. So yeah, Pam, you go first, because you have all the spook for this Halloween season.
All the spook. So the first couple are ones I watched. They're in a series. Ty West made X and Pearl and Maxxxine. So I'd seen X before. My friend was going to be screening Maxxxine, which is the third in the series. So before that, I wanted to watch the middle one, which is Pearl. And the first movie is all about this girl, Maxxxine, who really wants to be famous. She like sort of runs away from home to be famous. She wants to do it through, her stepping stone is going to be porn. In the first movie, things go very bad. This old lady feels a way about people filming porn in her backyard. And the second movie, Pearl, is all about the old lady, who was played by Mia Goth. Both the young one and the old one were played by Mia Goth. So this is all about this girl who lives in the South. It's during the war, so her husband has gone off to war. She lives with her parents. Her father is like completely like it needs constant care, like he can't take care of himself. Her mother is very like strict and German and disapproving of everything, but Pearl wants to be a star, so she wants to be a dancer, and she has all these dreams about being a dancer, but she also sometimes loses it a bit and gets very violent. So it's all about her story. And I thought Mia Goth did a really good job in this film, but I didn't really see a point, I guess. Like, it's got this trilogy about Maxxxine, and then I didn't really think there was a need to have a movie explaining the backstory of like the killer from the first film. So it was like, there were some really good parts. Like there's this really good monologue near the end, and sometimes she just goes nuts, and it's pretty impressive and fun to watch. But overall, I thought the movie was just like, I don't know why this exists, kind of.
So then, how do you feel about Maxxxine then versus like, so then that's really the tie-in between the first movie?
So I really liked Maxxxine. Maxxxine was my favorite of the three. It takes the form of more of an 80s slasher. Well, like maybe like late 70s, early 80s. So at this point, she has gotten her first non-pornographic role, but then something from her past comes back to haunt her, and just sort of her dealing with that. And I thought this one was a lot of fun. Like, it was very stylish, had a really, really good soundtrack. So
we
yeah,
love
I liked
synthy 80s, don't we?
Exactly. Yeah, a ton of callbacks to other horror movies, like just so many references and things. And I thought Maxxxine was the best of the trilogy for me.
Oh, so ending on a strong point. I feel like that's so rare to have a trilogy of movies. Usually the third one is the one that sucks the most, like,
especially for horror movies, since horror movies have such a hard time ending things well. Like,
yeah, especially. But that's interesting. I've never seen any of these movies. They've always piqued my interest a little bit. I've heard great things of Mia Goth though, so I'm glad you liked. I'm glad you liked them all. Makes me. Yeah. I need to watch these someday. You know, I'll get my head out of my ass and watch them someday. I swear to God.
That's fine. There's so many movies to watch, so you know.
There are. Absolutely. I hear great things about Mia Goth, so I'm interested to see what she does next in terms of like outside of horror even, you know?
Yeah. What have you watched?
So I guess we'll start off with the non-horror-y things I watched, because I just didn't watch all horror like Pam, because, you know, I don't have a boyfriend who likes horror movies.
That's true.
So I was visiting my family, and my dad, I like saw something like at the store or something about CBGB. And I was like, what the hell is CBGB? And my dad's like, you don't know what CBGB is? I'm like, no. He's like, oh. I'm like, okay, Dad, calm down. So CBGB, it was like on a shirt at Target too. I forgot to mention that. It means country bluegrass blues. So it's a bar in New York City, in the Bowery, which is kind of near the financial district, I guess, like the southern part of New York. If I'm totally wrong for New Yorkers, like, that's fine. It's just in New York City in the 70s. It sucked. There's shit everywhere. It's not the happy place on earth.
Oh, okay.
But this is a bar, and the bar owner is played by Alan Rickman. Why I can't remember that name. It amazes me. And he is sort of like this club. He wants to be this like club owner who has music for a place for bands to play at, but original music, which I guess is not as common in the 70s as it is today. Like, he's like, no cover bands, none of that. I want you to all play original music. So he opens up this bar, which is the third bar he has opened. And the previous two have failed. And so this place sort of becomes like the birthplace of punk. The place that the Talking Heads, that Blondie, the Police, Television, all these huge bands started off, their first show was at CBGB in New York City. Like Iggy Pop, all these huge stars that end up being absolutely famous. And I even watched this like clip from like when the Talking Heads were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. They brought the bar owner up to the stage and said, if it wasn't for this man, we would not be here today. He opened up the opportunity for bands to just come play on a stage, and that was unprecedented then. So it's a movie about that. It's about the music, which is great. The music is great. It's about him being chaotic with his bar and not paying bills because he's insane. His dog shitting all over the bars, like that kind of stuff. It was by the same director who did Bottle Shock, which I watched a couple podcasts ago.
Oh, yeah, I remember you talking about that.
Also with Alan Rickman, and a couple other people in that movie are also in this movie. And it's not a great movie. You know, obviously it has a couple cut-ins, like it's kind of like a comic, it's like a comic book, because like one of the side stories is about this punk magazine that also kind of started at CBGB, like a very famous punk magazine or whatever. And so they have cut-ins of like comic book style transitions, and they're fun, but again, it's not a super great movie, but it's fun as hell, so I don't care. And Alan Rickman has very problematic, ridiculous hair.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. He's got the really bad, huge white band fro. It's amazing. It's amazing.
Nice.
Love him. Love him. Rest in peace.
Yeah.
What else have you been watching, Pam?
So this next one, I think that you watched as well yesterday. It's VHS Beyond. VHS is a series of short movie collections, like found footage movies. There's one every year or two. I've seen a couple of them before. This was the latest one, which ventured more into the sci-fi territory. So I think there was probably like 6 stories, like 5 stories, and then there's always like a wrapper story. Like it starts out and then there's like it intercuts between each of the stories, and they were all interesting. I really liked some more than others. What did you think?
This was the first VHS film that I had watched. Some of them were okay. Some of them I'm just like, meh.
Yeah.
The overarching one, meh.
I liked the overarching one, just like the sort of documentary style. I wasn't a big fan of the first one that was like Left 4 Dead. It was like you were just playing Left 4 Dead or something. Where
dude, that looked like a video game. Like with all
it did look like a video game.
Yes, maybe that's what I was thinking of. But yeah, there's like these cops or whatever, and they just are raiding through a house trying to kill monsters, zombies. It literally looks like a video game.
Yeah.
It's wild. That one was fine. And then what were all the names? Let's just go through all of them. VHS Beyond. What are all the ones? All right, so we got that one was Stork, which is the one the first one. Right. And then we have Dream Girl, which is the one Mumbai native for the paparazzi.
Oh, I liked that one. I thought I really liked how the direction that one went.
Yeah, I like that one as well. I liked how it kind of escalated with the girl a bit.
Yeah.
Then we had Live and Let Die, which is whenever they go skydiving, which is my least favorite of the one, I think. I thought it was fine, but I was just like, huh? Okay.
I liked the beginning. Like, I liked the skydiving part, and when they got, and then it kind of just like went on a long time, just like screaming and yelling and camera shaking for too long. I thought.
Running through orange orchards or whatever
groves.
It is. Yeah, orange groves. It was like, again, way too long. I was like, I have no idea what is happening right now. When there's too much shaky cam, I can't deal with it at all.
Yeah.
Then the next one was Fur Babies, which is about a woman who has bonkers. It's absolutely insane, and I kind of question its not that you have to question validity for any of these, but I'm like, really? That, okay.
Yeah, it did seem like a bit of an outlier, since they all were very like sci-fi themed, and this was just like a crazy lady.
It's just a crazy lady, like totally creating I don't want to spoil it, I guess, but just like,
yeah,
it's just a crazy lady.
Yeah.
There's no actual supernatural.
She has a doggy daycare, and people think she has a taxidermy dog on her mantle, and this like group of young people are like, she's torturing these animals, and we're gonna go undercover and find out what's happening, and that's not exactly what's happening.
No, she's not torturing the animals. No. And then the last one is Stowaway. And really, I wanted to see this movie because of Stowaway, because it had Alana Pierce, and I'm a fan of Alana Pierce. I really like her content on YouTube. And this one was probably my favorite out of the bunch, just because it really tied into the sci-fi theme more so. And it was very interesting, and especially how it ended, and just like, that sucks.
I really like this one. Yeah, I also wanted to see it because of Alana Pierce. Also, it's was written by Mike Flanagan and directed by Kate Siegel. So it was nice. Like, it was about a woman going to try to find. She sees someone's apparently seen a UFO out in the desert, and so she's trying to track it down. And it's just kind of more like way more subtle than the rest. Like, she's really, I mean, she interviews a couple other people at the beginning, but it's really just her, and mostly voiceover even, of just like the things that she's seeing. So I thought that it was just like really good sense of just like wonder and excitement at the beginning that eventually turns into like this existential terror.
And I really like the way it was structured as well. Like, the way they revealed things to you was like her, like the reveal of I guess we can kind of say spoilers to this one, but like the reveal of like her accidentally recording over her daughter's birthday footage.
Yeah.
And that's how you learn that, oh, she left her daughter and her husband to go do this. Like,
yeah.
And did like the one part, she's like, fuck you, Steve, see? Like, I really liked how it didn't just like throw it in your face, I guess. It was like a more subtle, like natural reveal.
Yeah,
versus
like
the
character
other ones.
Development without, too much exposition. But then it also like actually gave some character development, which, some of the others didn't so much.
Yeah, so I really liked that one, and the other ones I'm just like, cool. All right, cool.
Yeah.
But overall, it was my first VHS one, and I was like, it's all right.
Yeah. They're always a bit of a mixed bag in terms of quality of each of the shorts.
Yeah. But that's also nice too, because you just get like a small little slice of life. It's just 20 minutes or so, and then we're like, ooh, nice clean up. I love this. Versus some horror movies that are an hour and a half, and you're like, you could have been a 30-minute short.
It's like, you had a good idea, but you didn't have 90 minutes of it.
Yeah. I actually was watching something, it was actually Red Letter Media, and they were talking about this movie called The Coffee Table, which the concept is very interesting, but one of the guys said like it should have been a 30-minute short versus a 90-minute movie. Like, it's a great idea, like exactly like you said, a great idea, but should have been way shorter. And I was like, oh, so then of course I had to look up the concept and what happened. I was like, oh, The Coffee Table.
I think I have looked that up as well.
Gotta spoil it for ourselves. We're terrible.
Yep.
What else have I been watching? My next non-horror movie. So I was digging through some of my DVDs recently, and I have this box set of Mel Brooks films, and a bunch of them are like not even available streaming. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna work my way through this. This man is like 90 years old, and Lord help us when he passes away, because I'm taking a day off from work, because I love Mel Brooks. He is amazing. Some of my favorite movies of all time: Blazing Saddles, Young Frankenstein, even frickin' Robin Hood, frickin' Men in Tights. So I decided to go through them, and one of these movies I'd actually never seen before, but I'll start with The Producers since it's his first movie, and I watched it. Have you seen The Producers?
Nope.
Oh, have you seen any Mel Brooks films besides maybe Young Frankenstein and Blazing Saddles?
Just those two, I think.
Yeah. The Producers is his first movie that he did, and it is actually, and also the first movie he did with Gene Wilder, obviously. And it was actually his wife, Anne Bancroft, who was working with Gene Wilder on a Broadway show and suggested Gene Wilder to Mel Brooks, who they were just dating at the time, for his movie as this, like, he's sort of like this bumbling, innocent accountant. And the premise is that this accountant comes to the door of this gentleman, Zero Mostel, who finances Broadway shows, and every single one of his last ones have been flops. They've been terrible. Yeah, and so he finances them by being a womanizer to little old ladies who give him happy little checks. So there's always little old ladies coming into his office, and he goes, "I love you," and she's like, "Take me, love me, touch me," like just little old ladies who just want some love. So good for him. But they find a way to he figures out a way to make a killing from a Broadway flop. So that's their premise. They go into this, and then they have they have to go find a script. They get classic Springtime for Hitler, so it's a play about Hitler.
Yeah, I think most of what I know, well, I mean, it's the same. I know a bunch about like the Broadway show, like more than the movie. So
And actually, yeah, it turned into a Broadway show later, I think, also for the suggestion of Anne Bancroft. And it's great. Zero Mostel and Gene Wilder are amazing. Everybody is fantastic in it. It's such a great movie and such a great jumping off point for Mel Brooks that it's one of my favorites by far. Yeah. The other movie I watched is Silent Movie, which I'd never seen before from him. And it's a later one of his movies, like sometime in like the late 70s. But it's a movie it's a silent movie. Literally one word is said through the entire movie. And it's said by a mime. And it's about these guys trying to get a movie made and how it's sort of like a satire of like how ridiculous it is to get a movie made and the stresses of this one director. He's like, I don't drink anymore because it, made me flop. And then he shit hits the fan, and then he goes drinking, and then all of his friends try to help him out, and they try to get some movie made. It's ridiculous fun. That is very typical for Mel Brooks. I was surprised how much I liked this one because it is literally a silent movie with ridiculous gags and homages to silent movies, obviously, and to that style, very bombastic and kind of over the top. But it's fun. Is it great? Is it his best? No. Is it better than Producers? Absolutely not. But it is fun and short, very short.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I've never heard of Silent Movie before.
It has like a couple of the guys he always has, and he always uses the same actors. So it has like Dom DeLuise, which was also in a couple in his movies, as well as the guy who plays Igor in Young Frankenstein. I forget his name of dude. But they're his like two buddies, and they're in this tiny little car driving around. It's such a nice time. It's a good time.
That's fun.
Speaking of nice times, what's the next horror movie that you watched?
The next horror movie I watched is Longlegs, which just came out this year. Yes, I heard many good things before I watched it. It almost gives like a little bit of a Silence of the Lambs vibe. It's about a FBI agent. She's like, at the beginning, she's a new FBI agent, off to find some kind of serial killer. Something strange happens, and then it sort of goes into her career, and they're looking for this guy who's played by Nick Cage in like a unrecognizable kind of role. And it's interesting because in this world, it just seems kind of normal for people to be a little bit psychic. Like, she just kind of knows things that will happen, and then her like mentor boss figure at the FBI just kind of like accepts it, and it's like, well, this is good. Like, a little bit psychic is better than not psychic at all. So she's tracking down this serial killer that's left a bunch of like occultish kind of notes around everywhere. What he does, he kills entire families. Or gets them to kill each other, but all of them end up dead, and so they've been searching for him for a long time. And it just like visually it's great. All of the audio is great and like super super creepy. I thought it was really good. Like I was pretty riveted the whole time by Longlegs, and I really liked the ending. It's also like super creepy, like when you find out like what's happening. It just
that's fun. Yeah, I heard sort of mixed things about this. Like the one big complaint, and obviously this is not does not resonate with you, is that it was too slow or not. I mean, it didn't seem like it's going to be a jump scary horror movie. Like I don't like jump scare horror movies. I'd rather have a psychological thriller or something that has more tone and atmosphere to it than a bleh.
Yeah. No, I had no problems with the pacing. It was definitely like very atmospheric. Like there was a lot of really cool world building. Some things happened that were like, oh shit, I wasn't expecting that. But a lot of it was just like, at times you're like, oh shit, I know what's gonna happen soon.
I like that feeling though. That's a good feeling to have in a movie. Yeah, I've heard really good things about this movie, and again, meaning to watch it, but I don't have a boyfriend who loves horror movies like you do. But yeah, and Nick Cage. We love Nick Cage.
Yeah. Nick Cage in like a good selection of movies.
He's so wild lately. Like it's so wee.
So wild. And he's just gone back like to like making movies at the level he was after like he spent all his money buying fucking Tyrannosaur bones and things. Like he was in 6 movies that came out in 2023.
Oh my
God. And I think there have been like 3 or 4 that have come out this year. Like it's ridiculous. Maybe he just really likes to work. I don't know. But
yeah, maybe he's just bored at this point. Or maybe he's still just working off his debt. Maybe his debt was that bad. Because usually if you get into that level of debt, you don't really learn from your mistakes, and you just continually continually compounding your debt. So dinosaur bones, man. As we refill our wine.
Yes.
All right. The next movie we both watched. Yay, Michelle's horror movie time.
Yeah.
So I proposed a movie night. I don't know, last week. Who cares? And because Silent Hill 2 Remake had just been released, I'm also playing it on stream. I suggested, because it's been, 20 years, whenever the movie came out, I haven't seen it since then. I decided, like, you know what? We're going to watch Silent Hill, kids. It's a video game freaking movie, and I don't think we've all watched it together, so let's go. And it's a movie.
It is a movie.
It's a movie.
It is a movie.
So it's based on the first and second Silent Hill movie, but really it's about this woman who is looking for her adoptive daughter, and her husband who's trying. Just there. He's just there. Sean Bean is literally just there for shits and giggles.
There's no reason for him to be there. Like she's a mother. Like the daughter. She takes the daughter to Silent Hill because her daughter keeps saying Silent Hill, and her husband's like, no, don't take her. And then just like he talks to the police and he cuts off their credit cards. But like you could have just cut that out. Like it's over 2 hours long. You could have just cut all the Sean Bean out and saved 20 minutes.
Yeah, absolutely. You could have, yes. He has no reason to be there whatsoever besides the fact he's Sean Bean. So, the mom takes the daughter to Silent Hill, and of course, immediately, the second they get on the outskirts, the girl gets out of the car and runs into the fog. Just disappears into the fog, or they get in a car accident and she just disappears in the fog. And now it's time to find her in Silent Hill, as it is with the game. And she meets up with the cop, and they trudge together through Silent Hill. into the depths, and you hear the sirens, and it starts turning into the dark times and gets into the evil times, and all the crazy things come out. Visually, there's way too much CGI.
Oh, bad CGI.
It's bad CGI too. The fog is bad. The only thing I thought that was really redeeming was some of the characters playing the monsters are actual actors and just like doing crazy things with their body.
Yeah.
Which looked good.
Yeah, it did.
But the rest of the stuff, the rest of the CGI-ness is so bad that you just completely like block it from your mind, that everything else, because it is just, it's bad early 2000 CGI. And then my other complaint is, in the world of Silent Hill, these creatures and everything around you, or not everything around you because it is still the town, but mostly the creatures are a reflection of your guilt or your anxiety or something that is traumatized to you. It's associated to you. Well, with her, the main character, the mom, she sees Pyramid Head, she sees leg people, she sees nurses, she sees all these things.
Miners, and
it has no association to her and her trauma. The only one that was really linked to her is one that like had the screaming kids and the kids, because obviously she has she's lost her adoptive daughter. Probably they adopted her probably because she can't have a child and she probably has guilt about that, like that kind of thing. That's the only one that made sense. Pyramid Head makes no fucking sense besides the fact we're just doing a fan service-y bullshit thing. Yeah. Which made me angry.
They were just kind of took the imagery and the monsters from the first two games, which especially the first game, has no, the guy looking for his dead wife, has very little to do with the woman looking for her or trying to help her adoptive daughter. And it's just all the monsters everyone will realize. Just put them in the movie.
Yeah, we'll just put all the monsters from both games, first and second game, into the movie without any context or anything about it. And I think even Berger mentioned that the directors even said he had no idea really what the games were about whenever he made the movie. And I was like, that's good. That's great.
Yeah.
So thumbs up for success right there. So it's a terrible movie, I think. I don't like it at all. I think it's terrible.
I don't think it was very good at all. There was a couple neat scenes, like the nurse one that you were excited about, but it's just you didn't know what was going on, and then you get to the last quarter of the movie, and then they're just and here's the history of the town. It's okay.
We're just gonna exposition dump everything now. And I did like how the main bad bitch of the cult was the Borg Queen from Star Trek. That's it. That was cool. But otherwise, that sucked. Fucking sucked. I'm very disappointed. But you know what? That's okay. We still have the video games. So everything's fine. I'll rant about the video game in a minute. Or at least, not bad rant, but at least rant.
Yeah.
Anywho, what else have you watched?
So another 2024 horror movie I watched is called Oddity, which is the... I rank everything on Letterboxd. I gave it a 5 out of 5 on Letterboxd. So
5 out of 5. How many 5 out of 5s do you have on Letterboxd? Just to get context out of it.
I mean, probably maybe 20 out of the 500 movies or something on here. So
that's pretty good.
So this is a movie about a couple moves into this big, dark, drafty house in the country. He's a psychiatrist, psychologist in a mental institution, and she, I don't know, she seems kind of like a artistic kind of lady.
I'm dying.
And so he's at work and she's in the house and she's got cameras set up trying to see, what's happening in the house. She's trying to do the renovations and she gets murdered.
Oh.
And yeah, very soon. It was at the beginning of the movie. The beginning of the movie is actually I found it pretty fucking terrifying. Like the setup and everything, and like this like sense of unknowing, even though I had read the description, so I knew that she died, but I was still just like, what's gonna happen? Who's the bad guy? Who is happening? Oh no, don't let him in. Maybe you should let him in. I don't know. So she dies, and then she has a twin sister who works in this like curiosity shop that's full of like haunted items and things. And so the husband comes to see her and mentions his new girlfriend. And she's like, oh, a new girlfriend, interesting. And she's like, can I come to the house? I just want to see like where she died, if I can like pick up anything from this. And so she goes to the house with a bunch of her strange haunted objects in order to try to find out who is responsible for her twin sister's death, as well as punish them for it.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And punish them for it?
Yes.
Ooh, she's the badass sister. Ooh.
Yeah, she's the badass sister. So it's mostly her, the husband, and then the husband's new girlfriend, who is also in the house at this time.
Oh, she did it. I don't know who did it, but
So, yeah, it's really good. Like, it's super creepy. I love how, like, all of these weird little occult items are used. Yeah, it's just very creepy. I feel like how the story unfolds is very satisfying. Yeah, I just thought it was really great.
Yeah. I saw, after you'd mentioned this, I looked it up a little bit. I didn't like spoil myself or anything with that, but I looked it up a little. I was like, oh, psychics. Ooh. Murder. I love it. So cool. 5 out of 5. That's amazing. That must mean it's really good.
It's really good. Very good.
Love that. Fun.
Yeah.
Last horror movie I watched, we watched, rather, sorry, is Hellraiser. Have you seen Hellraiser before this, Pam?
I had seen Hellraiser a year or two ago.
Oh, so even recently. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I had never seen Hellraiser before. I've only seen, like, you know, clips. Just being alive in the world. You've seen Pinhead and Jesus wept at the end. You know? Yeah. But I'd never seen Hellraiser in its entirety. So I was like, you know what? It's classic. It's 80s. Let's do this. It's got Garrick from frickin' Star Trek DS9. I'm in.
There's always someone from Star Trek.
I know, right? That is my biggest issue. And I actually finished something Star Trek-y and forgot to put it on the list. It's fine. We won't talk about it because it's a children's show I watch. It's so bad now, Pam. I've watched Star Trek Prodigy, which is a Nickelodeon show. Are you out of Star Trek? Like, nope, not yet.
Oh, okay.
Not yet. But I did watch that. But it's Nickelodeon. I just can't. It's not for here. But okay, Hellraiser. Sorry, I'm going off topic because it's Star Trek. You know me. All right, so Hellraiser is about the sexy brother who wants pleasure to find pleasure and finds this Pandora's box in some Oriental market thing. And he opens the box and gets transported into this evil world where pain and pleasure, the line between pain and pleasure is grayed out and you dance between both. And he's just stuck there. And so before he was there, he had this happy little like tiff with his brother's wife. And she is obsessed.
Oh, yeah.
With the brother. She just can't. She is so unhappy in her marriage to his brother because she is obsessed with the now missing brother. Just like, I don't know what to do with myself. I'm just angry all the time. And
what am I going to do without that D?
Oh, my God. They like had sex once and she's like, that's it. I'm in.
Yep.
It's like, I'll do anything for you. It's like, okay, honey. Was it that good? But so the brother who was her husband, who's played by Garrick from DS9, like Andrew Robinson, I think is his name of dude. Love him. He tries so hard to make her happy. He's just they buy this house, they move in. He's just like, you're gonna love it here. It's this weird, creaky, old English house looking kind of New Englandy, old English house. They move in and I don't even remember. And he's got a daughter from a previous marriage. So like a long time ago. Kristen, something like that. I don't remember how the box gets into the house, honestly. But the brother ends up coming back that's what it was. The brother used to live in the house because it was owned by like the mom or something. And so then they move in there. And then so he opened up the Pandora's box in the attic. And so then the brother cuts his hand, goes upstairs, oh my God. And then so the dead brother comes back and is like,
somehow the blood brings him back,
but he's like a corpsey dude. And so now the girlfriend who's obsessed has to bring him blood, and that's the story. And while he is trying to escape the Cenobites. And so this movie I thought was fun. I definitely can see the criticism as we were talking about while we're watching the movie, how it doesn't really get to the point that you would want it to.
But yeah, it doesn't like, so this Frank guy, like, you know, you see, okay, he liked having a whole bunch of sex and, you know, maybe it was rough sex at times, but how do you get towards like maybe sometimes rough sex to like that puzzle box where just as soon as he opens it, it's just like meat hooks tearing his flesh away. That's the other problem. The whole like border between pleasure and pain. Literally nothing in this is on the border of shit. Like
yeah, the sex that he has with the woman, the wife, like it's pretty
it's pretty vanilla. Like it's pretty
it's just missionary.
Yeah. So it just, like there's no like, how do you get from like, oh, he's like, oh, I need something more. I need to like amp it up a bit to you get to this point where you like have no skin. Like,
or I'm cut up all over the place and such. The Cenobites are in the movie very little, but I kind of liked that because I mean, I'm sure in later movies they're more of the feature point, but here they're just sort of like, they're the looming doom associated with the box. And I kind of like that for this movie. I agree they should have had more buildup for why the brother wanted all this sex. But overall, the visuals were incredible.
Yes. I liked it more this time around. Like, the visuals were great. The effects were great. Like, every time the box got opened and you had just, like, that pillar and it just had, like, pieces of flesh and pieces of faces and, like, it was really cool.
It's really cool, especially when you compare it to the movie we just watched prior to that. Or the movie we watched right after that, Silent Hill. It's like, this is, like, a masterclass of, like, freaking makeup and body horror stuff. It was absolutely and still didn't disgust me because I'm not a huge fan of body horror. Like, I won't ever watch Human Centipede if my life fucking depended on it. But this was like, I could still stomach it and be very appreciative of what went into the design and the execution of all these effects. It was really well done, and the makeup on the Cenobites was incredible. And the design, I thought it was great. It was fun. It was a fun watch for sure.
Yeah.
My description of it just now was absolutely trash, but that's fine. What else did you watch, Pam?
All right, so I'm going to try to go through these quickly since
I have nothing left.
So another one I watched I hadn't seen is A Girl Walks Home Alone at Night. And this is a vampire movie. It is all filmed in Los Angeles, but it's set to be like an Iranian city called Bad City. And it's just like a bad place to be. There's like death everywhere. No one's particularly happy. You're first introduced to this character who's a young man. His father is a addict. He deals with this drug dealer who like supplies his father, and the drug dealer steals his car that he like worked so hard to get. And then you find out that there's also a vampire in this town, and she's just like kind of like a lonely, nerdy girl, but she needs to feed on blood. It's a fairly slow moving movie, but also like pretty funny at times in terms of some of like there's also not a whole lot of dialogue. It's fairly quiet, but just quite funny at times. The cinematography and the visuals are amazing. Like it's all in black and white, and just like so many shots are just absolutely gorgeous. And so it's basically about, like, it's not a particularly scary movie, about these two sort of lonely people finding each other. So it's like a vampire romance kind of. Yeah.
A lonely vampire. Oh, they need love too.
They do need love too. Yeah. So it was very nice. I liked it. The next one I watched is called Stopmotion, and this one's from last year, which is very gross.
I've seen the trailer for this one, so I know what the premise is for this one, like, and such.
Yeah, so it's a young woman who's basically working as her mother's hands. Her mother's this stop motion artist, but she's got like really bad arthritis, so she's just like, at the beginning, the mother's like, move 5 millimeters, take a picture, move, take a picture, just giving instructions for everything. Like, this young woman has no control over her life. And then when her mother gets sick, she, for the first time, sort of finds herself up to her own devices, and she decides she's going to just continue on with her mother's movie. But then this little girl appears and was like, no, you shouldn't. That's a boring movie. You should make this movie instead. But then the movie just keeps sort of escalating in what is required in order to make these dolls and make this stop motion movie. So I liked this one a lot as well. It was like a good sort of psychological horror, but also like gross. Like really gory and gross as well.
Really gory? How was the stop motion in it? Was it really like well done? I hope so, with the name Stop Motion.
Yeah, it was good. I kind of wish there was more of it.
Oh.
Like, I kind of would like to have seen sort of more of these movies play out, but it sort of starts where like reality starts reflecting the stop motion movies. So
where it gets blurred and she doesn't know what reality versus the movie is anymore. Exactly. Fun.
Yeah, that was really fun as well. Then we've been watching a lot of Mike Flanagan. I didn't even put all the Mike Flanagan shows that we've been watching on here. But we watched Dr. Sleep, which is the like sequel to The Shining.
I mean Shining.
Shh! You want to get sued?
Basically. So it's about, what's his face, Danny, as it's Danny, right? Yeah. As an adult, and what he does with his, shine, and him finding out that there's like other people in the world, especially children, who also have this shine. But then there is a bad group led by Rebecca Ferguson.
Oh, I love her.
I love her too. Who like feed on the children.
Ooh.
Feed on these special children. So it's sort of like a big like good versus evil, like trying to work together to overcome this bad thing. It's very Stephen King. It's very like, yeah, let's get together and get them. It was fun. It was especially, it was long. It was like 2.5 hours long, but it was good. I love Ewan McGregor as Danny. And yeah, it had a really good cast. He was mostly working with a young girl who was like even more powerful than him. They go back to the Overlook Hotel at one point. So it was fun too.
Nice. Yeah, I also would love to see that one, because I'm a fan of Stanley Kubrick, and I do like The Shining, and I would love to see that someday. So
I did, during the entire duration of this movie, get to listen to
how bad The Shining is. Oh my God, Stanley Kubrick sucks. Because full context and disclosure, Dylan does not like Stanley Kubrick, and I'm just like, really?
Ha ha ha! Out of the bedroom to glare at me.
I don't care, Dylan. You can't hear me. I don't care.
No. But Doctor Sleep was really good too. It was like, compared to most of these movies, which were like really like kind of terrifying in ways, like it was kind of like a feel-good horror movie, sort of.
Oh, get together and the powers combined, we can do it.
Yeah. And then the last one is the original Suspiria by Dario Argento. Which, have you seen this?
No, but this is one as well that was like Hellraiser. Like, I know of this movie. I know the stuff, but just haven't seen it, you know?
Yeah, because I watched the remake, I don't know, last year or something, and I quite like the remake. The original is... it's visually amazing. Like, the lighting, the fact that he just, like, uses, like, filtered light, just like blue lights and red lights, the sets where like you're in this amazing, not house, but like amazing structure that like seems to have like velvet wallpaper. Like everything just looks so like textured and rich, and it's got like really good cinematography, and the Goblin soundtrack is really interesting, and like very creepy and just like weird, disparate, creepy sound effects that do a really good job. But like the acting, the writing, the story, bad. Bad. Yeah. Like the main character, whose name is Susie, like just like a real dud of a main character. Like very little agency for most of the movie. Like mostly just spends it kind of drunk because she's been told to drink a fucking liter of red wine every night, just sleeping a lot. It's just strange. Like the whole thing eventually is about witches, but I never understood like why they were doing what they were doing or what they were gaining from it. It was just a very like, I don't know why anything is happening like this kind of movie. So
didn't you say the other day too, when we watch Drag Race every week, but like you were saying that like the script was written for 12-year-olds, but the studio...
Dylan was saying that originally. The original script was apparently written for like young girls, like 12 or 14-year-old girls, be at a ballet academy, but it's like actually starring like 20-ish-year-old, like adult women. So
it's very different. Like you wouldn't expect a 20-year-old to act like that and poorly written and have these characterizations like they're 12-year-olds. Like
yeah. And the other thing that Dylan was telling me that it's all because they have actresses. They've got Italian actresses. They've got American actresses. They maybe even have actresses that speak other languages, and they all just record. They speak in their own language. So no matter what language you're watching it, it's always like half dubbed because yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Yeah. But visually beautiful, right? So
visually beautiful, just like the vibrance of the colors and everything, and some of the shots were just amazing. But yeah, the actual like content of the movie.
We gotta watch more Michael Powell, Pam. We're gonna watch some Michael Powell movies. This is like this British director from like the 50s, early 60s, and they're colorful. He did The Red Shoes, Black Narcissus. They're beautiful, colorized, beautiful movies. Probably like Suspiria in terms of that color. So
yeah.
Let's do it.
But that's it.
Oh my God, we got this through in an hour. Jesus Christ. I mean, maybe not an hour, maybe like 50 minutes, but still, that's crazy. It's time for a break, kids.
Yes.
We're going to break. Oh, games, Pam. We do a lot less video games than movies this month.
Yes, this should be much quicker.
Much quicker. But that's fine. That's fine. Pam, what is the first thing that you played?
I played Cat Quest 2.
Me too! Yay!
Yay!
Yay! This will be fun because the perspective of somebody who played it co-op and then somebody who didn't play it co-op. Ooh.
Yes. Yes, Cat Quest is a super cute game. You play a cat and a dog, rulers of their kingdoms. They've been dethroned. They have to figure out what's going on and try to make peace between the cats and the dogs, who are always fighting like cats and dogs. It's basically like a little cute Diablo, like just sort of isometric action RPG. You get various equipment to wear, you get various spells to use. You can like upgrade your equipment and your spells, and you just go around this big overworld map, getting quests, talking to people, going into dungeons, clearing the dungeons out, avoiding traps, getting treasure chests. And it's just like a very simple but very like cute and engaging game, I thought.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun with it. I played it solo versus Pam, who played it co-op, and I also had a lot of fun with it. I played mostly as a cat boy because I'm a little kitty boy, and I was a mage. Which one did you play? Cat or dog?
I played the cat, and I also was a mage.
I found it easier, at least from a solo perspective, because when you are playing it solo, all the enemies come at you versus your non-playable person who's just tagging along and whacking their sticks. So I was like, okay, I'm going to make him my tank, even though I don't know why. I'm rangy. I don't know why I shouldn't be the tank because all the monsters are coming at me. But I focused more on my stats as well as the strength stats of my dog buddy, so that because they would never hit him. It didn't matter ever. I swear to God, the damn little poodle didn't. He's not a poodle, but little dog never got hit ever.
Oh.
So after a while, I'm like, why am I putting numbers into his defense? Why am I doing that? So my big strat was, as a mage, I would cast a gravity spell and lure. I love the gravity spell. Lure all the monsters into the gravity well. And then my little doggy dude would just go in with his big sword, because he was my big sword dog, and just go whack, whack, whack. It was so cute.
I love the gravity well, and then there was another one that I got that just had like lightning. You could just put it right on top of the gravity well and go shh, and like
I didn't
kill
find
everything.
that one. Oh my God. All right. First off, this game is so fucking big. It's huge.
Pretty big, yeah, but it's big, but it's also like real fast. Like once you get to the end of the game where you can walk on water and stuff, like you can get across the map in like 2 minutes. Like
so fast. It's amazing.
But there's a lot to do. Like there's a lot of dungeons, there's a lot of little side quests.
A lot of side quests. And I like the little counter on the side that said like, okay, you out of like, these are how many side quests you've completed out of 70 something. And then here's the main quest that you could do, or tasks you can do out of whatever. And at the end of the game, I'm like level, I don't know, 80 something. And I've done like 30 out of 50. And I'm like, oh.
Yeah, Dylan and I did a lot. We were like a level 115 at the end of the game because we did so many side quests. But one thing I really liked about the game, and I just put up a video on it today, actually. I love how they do loot. Like, I love that you can just get upgrades to things you already have rather than just like, oh, here's a second piece of loot just 5 levels higher. It's just like, oh, you already have that. Just like, boop. Like, I love that so much.
I love that because then I was like, well, because then you can really just build to what you wanted it to be again without having to worry about, well, if I do this, I have to reset it. And there's no selling of your items or anything like that. So you can't like just get rid of things. You have to like commit to a sort of a style, and then you can just run with and money's very easy to get, especially if you do all of the side quests. So it's like, I'll just throw money at this until it's like super leveled up, which is what I did with my dog boy and his big sword. All of my money went into the sword, and he was hitting over 1,000 hit points every time he hit something. Yeah. So it's fine. But I really enjoyed that as well, because I hate managing loot like so much.
I hate managing loot, and I hate waiting for other people to manage loot.
Oh my God, when we played Tiny Tina's Wonderland or whatever the fuck it was, just like...
And you couldn't go anywhere if someone had their menu open. It's just like,
awful.
Here, like... Yeah, here, like when you're playing co-op, you just have the one screen, so you can both be using it at the same time. Be like, I'm gonna wear this and I'm gonna wear this. Okay, now we're gonna go to the next page and I'm gonna do this. Like, it's all just like your one thing. So you just do it together and then you go about your business.
Yeah. It sucks that though is this is only couch co-op and it's not online co-op, which I get, I understand, but I still had fun with it playing it solo. You play it as a different sort of style, I'm sure, than you guys did, where you just separate and attack or whatever, versus me, I'm just like, okay, I have my one strat that works, I'm sticking to it, baby. I did find though the dodge control was a little wonky sometimes. Like, I would dodge in a direction I didn't necessarily want to dodge into. Again, this could be just Michelle, because I'm bad at dodge, and Elden Ring dodging me rolling all over the place, but that was probably the only physical thing about the game that I would complain about. So the dodge was like, I would dodge into the bad guy instead of away. I'm like, whoops. My bad. But it was fun.
Also, like, you could die pretty fast. Like, there is a number of times it's like, boom, oh shit, I'm dead. I didn't even realize that.
Yep. And then I transitioned my big boy dude, and I'm like, fuck, let's just do laps. Because in order to res your other dude, you have to just stand next to them.
Stand on top of them, yeah.
Yeah, so I just do laps, stand, wait till the boss and monsters come at me, run around and lap.
Yeah.
I liked it so much, I ended up buying Cat Quest 3, and it's part of my pickup. So
I'm excited to play the third one, because I really liked it.
I did too. I actually started playing it because I saw you put this on the list, and I was like, I'm gonna play, and I'm very happy I did. So thank you, Pam.
Yay. You're welcome.
Cute cats. Cute cats and cute hats. Yeah. You pick their fucking outfits. It's adorable. Yes.
It's adorable, and it all like shows up on their actual models, which I really love.
So cute, and cute when they go save, and they just go pull up. So fucking cute. So simple too. Why can't games just have like nice simplicity and very direct? Nice, cute little dialogue segments, like nothing long. Like, what do we play right now? Moving Out, that we'll probably talk about in next podcast as soon as we fucking finish it.
As soon as we finish
the dialogues are just so fucking long. This is just like, meow, the cats are bad, or, cat pun, dog pun.
Yeah.
Cute.
Yeah.
Anywho.
What else have you played?
So, my Monday night co-op team, we love Remnant, and Pam and I have actually played Remnant too. Some. We love the shoot in this game. It's fabulous.
It feels good. The bosses are so cool.
Oh, they're so
they're
fun.
Such interesting bosses.
Intricate and different and amazing. So the new DLC came out last month at this point. And so the Remnant 2 DLC Dark Horizon came out. And so I finished that with my two boys, Johnny and Briz. And this DLC, versus the prior DLC, which was released in April, which I found out that we didn't even really play, but we finished it, is much better. I like this one a lot because of the world. It's part of, the world in Remnant 2 that looks like Prometheus, but just like in a video game. So just alien and big and gray. So now Prometheus world has like these weird root and things involved with it, as well as these little flyer things. So there's different levels. So you can float on these flyers to get to different platforms and different levels within Prometheus world, which makes it really cool and very explorable, because you can find every single nook and cranny. Like, it makes it really fun to explore. And the bosses, of course, really fun. Not as fun as the vanilla game, is, like the couple of bosses that are really unique, but still, like there's this one segmented boss where you're running through fog and you have to like beat the fog, and kind of like how we had to run down the corridor with the electricity, but you stop every once in a while and puke because you're fucking stupid and it's awful. But it's still like the exploration in this game and the shoot is so good. I really enjoyed the DLC, and they had so many collectibles and classes to pick up and stuff. Oh my God, it's so fun. Remnant 2 is such a great game.
Yeah, it's really fun. I've really liked playing it co-op. I like just the bosses are cool. I love how every area looks so completely different. Yeah. Some of the things you tell me about, like, oh, well, to get this class, you have to go through here and do this, and when the moon is full and I was like,
no.
We'll just play. This is fine. This is a good class. Like,
this is a good class. Yeah.
Yeah.
Some of the, it's very, like, ridiculous what you have to do to get some of these classes. And I don't even remember how I got the class in the DLC. I think it was ridiculous as well. But the one in the last DLC, to get the class, you stand in like a pile of sand for 5 minutes. Yeah.
That's dumb.
I know. It's so real dumb. That's probably my biggest complaint about this game is like some of the things to find, some of the classes to get are just like, really?
Yeah.
I'm never going to figure that out. Ever, unless I look it up online. And why should I have to look it up online? You know what I mean? What am I gonna do? Stand in every single pile of sand in the world? No. The whole world is sand in this level. Like, no. So that's my biggest complaint. Like I at one point I did try, because I saw that there was a glitch, because for our playthrough, I wanted us to get the summoner class, and you have to farm the worst word in the world. Farm these little like blood moon essence-y things. And so I tried, but it sucks. And I gave up. I gave up after a little while. I was like, fuck this shit. We don't need to be summoners.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry, Pam. I didn't make a summoners, but that's okay.
That's okay. I'm fine with my dog class. My dog reses me when I die. Amazing. What else? What more could I want?
What else more could you want in this world? We're fine. But yeah, really love Remnant 2, and the DLC was really good. I would like for them to stop doing DLCs now.
Yeah.
Yeah. They can move on to a new Remnant game. I'm very good with a new Remnant game and stop with the DLC. Because I feel like at some point you just kind of have to, okay, I'm ready to move on now. We're good. I'm good with these. Like Elden Ring. Don't make me another DLC for Elden Ring. I'm fucking over it. Make me a new game.
Yeah.
I'll wait.
Exactly.
I'm good with waiting. We're good. We're good, baby. Anywho, what else did you play? Ooh.
So I picked up the new Castlevania DS collection? GBA I've already done. I think it's a DS collection. So as normal, I skipped to the last game, Dawn of Sorrow, because Aria...
I have that on vinyl.
Probably. Because Aria of Sorrow was my favorite of the GBA collection. So I was like, because the last one I played of GBA was Circle of the Moon, and I hated it. So here I was like, okay, I want to play something that I think I will like. So I decided to go right to Dawn of Sorrow. And I'm finding there's like diminishing returns with these. Like, Symphony of the Night is amazing, and then you made 3 more less good ones, and then you made another 3 more less good ones. And so like every time I play them, it's like, okay, like I get it. It's like a worse version on a handheld system. So Dawn of Sorrow, it was fine. Like, I liked it more than Circle of the Moon, but you play this like dumb character Soma. They've changed all like the nice pixel art portraits to like these dumb looking anime portraits. The story's very anime. There's one character who looks like he's just got like the big spiky hair. I'm like, okay, this character is like directly from an anime. But you know, the map is all right. Wasn't a huge fan of the music. You have to pick up these shards, or you have a chance to get these shards when you kill enemies, and then they give you a power that you can use. And that brings up the farming word again, because they don't always drop easily. So you have to like increase your luck or just kill them over and over and over to get these abilities. And some abilities you like need to have in order to get certain places or to get the good ending of the game. I ended up just getting the sort of normal ending because I looked up what you had to do, and it was like, you have to go here and you have to use these 3 shards. And I'm like, well, I don't have those 3 shards, so fuck you. Like, yeah, I'm done.
Fuck
yeah.
you.
Yeah. Like I played through the whole game to get to the final boss, and somehow I don't have these shards. I'm not looking for them anymore. Nope. Yeah. Like, it kept me going. Like, I was, you know, I'm always on the lookout for Metroidvanias, so it was fun. It was pretty easy, which I also liked. But, you know, it was, like, a fine time going through it. But I'm, definitely just at this point being like, how many of these do we need to, how many of these need to exist?
A lot, Pam. A lot. Mm-hmm. These boys love their Castlevania. They need more Castlevania.
Always more Castlevania.
Always
and
more.
It's just, they're all like, I'm not sure if I'm gonna play the other 2 in this collection, or
what
maybe
are the other
like,
2 left?
Order of Ecclesia, and I don't remember what the other one is. Dawn of Sorrow is what I played. I forget what it's called. Yeah.
That's fine. Whatever it is on the DS.
Whatever
also, it sucks because
yeah.
like the double screen, I can't emulate that. How you get that to stream, I don't know. I don't know why. That's a random thought in my head just now, but
I mean, you might have to get the new collection. So they also, so it's interesting. So like on Xbox, you've got your main screen, and then I guess your top screen has your map and your character screen. So they're just on the screen all the time. And you can flip like which one's on top and which one's on bottom. They also, because in the DS it's a touch screen, so there's sometimes where you have to like sort of trace these runes in order to beat bosses. And there's one thing to like remember like physically how a pattern goes, but it's another thing when it's like LB, B, Y, right bumper, X. It like
nope.
No.
Fuck off.
Yeah.
Just fuck you.
Yeah. And at first, like the first time you do it, it will tell you the buttons. So it's kind of like a quick time event. But I got to a couple bosses where you get them down to low, and then it just pops the rune up on the screen. It's like, do you remember what order to press the buttons in? It's like, no, I don't fucking remember. Like,
oh, fuck off. I'd be like, hold on. I have to go write it down.
Yeah.
Look at my note.
That's what we did. Although the nice things on these remakes is that you can just rewind. So if I like failed that, I'd be like, fuck this. I'm just going to rewind and try again, because I'm not fighting the boss for another minute until the rune pops up again. Like,
Nope. We don't do that. Nope. Absolutely not.
But yeah. So Dawn of Sorrow, like, it's decent. It's just like I'm tired of these now.
I'm over it. We're over it.
Yeah.
Oh,
what else did you play?
Okay, all right. I'm going to rant. I have not finished this game yet. I wanted to finish this game.
That is not your fault.
It is not my fault. I did not finish this game prior to this podcast because I was planning on it. I had it scheduled out. I'm like, I'm going to play it this day, that, whatever. I cleared up my schedule. This bitch was going to finish fucking Silent Hill 2 Remake. Then they released a patch on Monday. The day I'm playing this game, that if you hit a certain point on this game, you're going to get soft locked. And of course, the day they released this patch, I hit this part of the game. Could the gods have been more cruel? Is my question.
I also just love it's like, here's a patch that breaks our game.
That breaks our game. And I'm like, what? So I'm playing Silent Hill 2 Remake context because I'm just ranting about it. I've been ranting about it on like internet stuff, which I don't usually rant, but I don't care. I don't care. I'm really enjoying Silent Hill 2 Remake. I never played the original. I watched a ton of Let's Plays. So it's not like I don't know what the story is or anything like that. I don't know what the concept is because I was always a big baby. I wasn't going to play Silent Hill because I'm too fucking scared. And James swinging his fucking pipe like a fucking tool was just not my jam for PlayStation 1 or 2, whatever era that fucking is. So when this came out, I was like, all right, I'm going to do it. I'm going to actually play it. It's a fucking Unreal Engine. Like, it looks like every other fucking game that's released now because everybody uses Unreal Engine. I'm going to do it. So I started playing it. I'm having a great time. There are definitely some graphical things with the game that I'm just like, really?
Playing it on PlayStation?
PlayStation 5, because it's only on PlayStation 5 and or your computer on Steam. And I'm playing it on a PlayStation 5, and it definitely has some like, oh, that's supposed to be light shining out of a window, but it's like, you know, just I'm like, that's not right. And James's hair is constantly getting dyed different colors all the fucking time. And he runs like an idiot. But the game is fun. The story is, of course, very true to the original game. So I'm like, this is great. This is very true to the original. They've updated some of the characterizations in their face and the voice acting and such. Like, it's great. It's going well. They release a patch that breaks my game. So I literally cannot move forward. I am stuck in the labyrinth at the fucking cube, and I can't open the fucking door. And so I look it up online. Berger looks it up online because he was watching my stream. And he's like, well, you can either A, uninstall, reinstall the game, not connect it to the internet. And this only works if you have a physical copy, which I do have. Not connect to the internet. And that will enable you to bypass this thing. And I'm like, first off, no. I'm not doing anything that could jeopardize my saves. And I'm not just one save. I've multiple saved through every single fucking save slot available because I'm no fucking idiot. And I'm not jeopardizing that because I'm not a fucking idiot. 2.
We're going to put a pin on that for my next thing.
2, as a consumer, I shouldn't have to.
No, you shouldn't have to. You shouldn't have to fucking do workarounds and whatever to make the fucking game that you paid $80 on work.
Yes, it was $75 US. So you know this shit was close to $100 Canadian. And that's fucking expensive. 1. 2, it's a remake. Granted, from the ground up. Built, whatever. I don't give a fuck. You're not hiring as many writers to write you a new IP and story. You're literally copying the same story and maps from the original game. So go fuck off with your $75 fucking dollars. And the graphics are fucking blocky as fucking shit. And his hair keeps changing fucking colors. So don't tell me that this is $75 fucking dollars. All right. Still, I'm still having fun with this game.
Yeah.
But I work with tech teams all the time in my actual real day work life. I understand that releases get released and you're like, oh shit, we didn't test for that. My bad.
Didn't see that.
I get it. But me as a consumer is not going to go through that workaround for that bullshit. I'm not jumping through any fucking hoops for a game. If this was my work life, that's different. But for a game, abso-fucking-lutely not. So we sit here and we wait. So I did not finish the game. The patch was released today, which is Friday, so almost 5 days later. I don't know how many days it is. And thankfully, that patch did fix it. And every new subsequent patch makes the game fucking darker.
Oh.
I swear to God. Every time I upload or download a patch and it uploaded, I'm like, why is this game darker? I don't understand. So the game is fun. I'm having a good time with it.
Yeah.
But good Lord, that made me angry and I needed to rant about
it. Sure. That's garbage. Is it how scary is it?
It's horrible, Pam.
Okay.
that means it's a good thing because I'm fucking scared. Pyramid Head is the worst fucking thing I've ever seen in my fucking life. I've only seen him like twice. Both times. I know. I'm not an idiot. I'm not wasting bullets on this bitch. I just run. And I just saw him again today after I like bypassed my one part and it died. And I was like, oh my God. And you have to like run around in this weird like circle thing in order to avoid him to get to this next part. Like you have to like find where to go. And I'm just like, I hate it. There's things that hide around the corners. It's the noises, the fucking noises.
That's why I never finished Silent Hill 1. The fucking radio noise. I was like, nope, goodbye. Goodbye.
The radio noise isn't as bad as in this remake. I mean, the radio indicates when there's monsters around you. Yeah. But then the squish sound, like, I don't know, maybe it's like the sound design or something. I'm like, I feel like it's over here, but why is it also over here? I'm like, they're everywhere. Where is it coming from? I need to know. I need to be able to shoot the thing. I have a limited amount of bullets. I hate not having a billion bullets. This is not Resident Evil. I have 10 bullets and a pipe. And a pipe. Pipe is my best friend, and fucking hot nurses are coming out my ass with fucking knives. So it is scary. It is very well done in the atmosphere. The fog, of course, is well done. It's Silent Hill. But fuck you, game. That's it. When I finish it, I'll talk about it again.
Yeah. I'm interested in playing it since I never really played. I mean, I tried one a number of times and I got too freaked out. And I'll probably get it at some point. I don't know, maybe on Steam, or if I'll wait a year for it to come out on Xbox.
Yeah, honestly, don't pay $75. Yeah. I mean, don't pay $100 to put it on Steam. Just don't be like Michelle. But I did get the physical edition, and my sister paid for it for me. So we got that going for us. But I just bought her Cat Quest 1 and 2 and 3, so. But yeah, what else have you been playing, Pam? Speaking of saves.
So the last thing I played is what I have been playing on my Adventure Sundays on Twitch, and it's Phantasmagoria 2. Puzzle of Flesh is the subtitle. It is an FMV adventure game from 1996. I made a video of the first Phantasmagoria, and I didn't like it at all. I found it to be incredibly boring. It had like some really surprisingly gory death scenes in it, but overall I was like, this is dull. Like, FMV, watch a lady sit on a bed, watch a lady open a door and turn on a light and pull up a ladder. Like, just so many scenes where just like, why are you showing me this? So Phantasmagoria 2 isn't really connected to the first game in any way. Like, the protagonist, there's like one tiny little reference of her that's more of an Easter egg than anything. So it's sort of its own story. You play this guy named Curtis. He's a shy boy working at this pharmaceutical company. He has a girlfriend who also works at the pharmaceutical company, but he's like, no, just casual. I'm not going to tell anyone about you. Like, let's keep this on the down low.
Oh, what a sus.
And then there's another girl, Therese, who just like constantly sexually harasses him, and he's just like, okay. But he's had a history of like being in a mental institution as a child, and now people at his work start dying. He keeps having these weird like hallucinations or something of people talking to him and calling him a killer. So you're just sort of going through and figuring out what's going on. It's pretty well done. So like the first one was mostly like real actors on a green screen, like digital background. This is mostly like filmed. So like the people and the backgrounds are both real. So a lot of the time is spent in the office talking to all your coworkers, you know, checking your emails. The emails are actually one of my favorite parts. They're like very funny. The emails that you get, and you can like reply to your coworkers. Eventually it gets to a place where you're like going to S&M clubs, and yeah, it's pretty spicy for a 1996 game. There's lots of sex in it. I thought it was way more entertaining than the first game. I had a lot of fun with it. Sometimes it was kind of obtuse. Like I did reference a guide here and there where I was just like, I don't know what to fucking do. It's like, oh, well, you haven't talked to this person a third time. It's like, oh, okay, that's what I have to do to push it forward. But it was really fun. I did 2 weeks or 3 weeks ago, got right to the very end. And so usually Sierra games are very mean. And they're like, oh, you died? Fuck you. But this one, like, you die, it's just like, it's all right, bud, just try again. So that made me complacent. It's like, oh, if I die, I can just try again. That's fine. I don't need to save my game compulsively. And then I got to like the last puzzle of the game, and it crashed. And it's like, I haven't been saving my game at all. So I lost about an hour of progress. Had to do another streaming day of this, but I don't really blame the game. I blame the fact that it's from 1996 and I'm from 2024, and you know, sometimes that's just difficult.
Yeah. I mean, the fact that it's on Steam, I think it's an accomplishment. Yeah. There are so many games that are not available just because of the limitations of the hardware. And so, yeah, it sucks. Oh my God, does it suck?
I was mostly mad at myself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so. But
versus me, I had to be mad at the devs.
Yeah, you could be mad at them. Yeah, you didn't do anything wrong. But yeah, it was really fun. I thought it was good. Like, I thought the writing and the performances were like way better than the first game. It was just very entertaining. Like all of the FMV scenes were just like a lot of fun. Like his best friend is Trevor, and Trevor keeps telling you about all these like dates with dudes he's been going out on, and like, you know, there's all this weird S&M stuff.
Yeah.
Like the main character gets a belly button piercing. I was like, oh,
for a guy?
But yeah,
that's a choice.
It is a choice. Yeah. But
guys,
but yeah,
belly button rings, not hot.
I would say no. Yeah. I mean, I'm not a piercing fan in general, so yeah, you know,
same.
That's just my thing. But it was fun. I hope to make a video on it at some point. Actually, I've been talking to the actor for the main character, Curtis. He has a YouTube channel called Conversations with Curtis, where he like talks to developers and creators and stuff. So I'm hoping to get some like inside information on the game before I make a video. Yeah.
Ooh, fun. I heard he streams too. So I was like, oh,
yeah,
cute.
He does. Yes, I always had every stream I was doing, at least one or two people would be like, did you know? I'm like, yes.
Yes, that was mentioned to me every stream. Yeah. Since the first stream. So thank you, Boo. Good for him, though. I like how he, like, if you lean into something like that that you did. Like, I love that.
Yeah.
Like, yes.
I like that. Yeah. He's done a bunch of cool stuff. Like, with the main actress from the first game, they, like, played through the first game together. And he's talked to Jane Jensen, who's, like, one of my favorite Sierra writers, and a bunch of people, so...
Nice. Oh, I love him.
Yeah.
Love him. Love him in his belly button ring.
And his belly button. No, let's talk about his belly button ring.
Oh, good. I'm glad it was better than the first one for you. I look forward to Pam's videos. That's it, though.
That's it for games.
That's it for games. Let's do pickups. Pam has the best pickup.
Got a couple pickups.
You have a couple pickups? Okay. I'll go first then.
Okay.
I'll go. Okay. Because I loved Cat Quest so much, I'm just gonna show them all. Because I got Cat Quest 1 and 2 and 3. So now I have to play all of them, but I'm gonna play 3 because they're so cute. Look at these little guys. Oh my God. Okay. So the best part about, I think it's Quest 3. Yes. I feel like new games. Like, I also got the Zelda game recently. And I feel like it's so rare for new games to come with things.
Oh, cute.
It came with a sticker sheet.
Oh.
And it came with a map. I'm not opening this bitch up, but it's a map. I'll show a picture of me opening this
I
up.
like maps.
I love maps. It's not a great map, but you know what? It came with something, and it cost me $30.
Oh, nice.
Versus Zelda that cost me $60, and it came with nothing.
Which Zelda?
The new one that just came out. Something.
Not Breath of.
No, it's like where Zelda is actually the protagonist.
Oh, that one.
Yeah, that one. So, even though I haven't played it yet, I don't even know how to play it. I bought it for my sister. Sure, that's what I'm telling myself. But yeah, just like it came with things, and I'm like, oh baby, you came with a map. I love you. Thank you. You're so cute. I can't wait to walk on water and just blow through this map. But yeah,
that's cute.
What did you pick up?
So, Dylan and I were just in Cape Breton because my friends Riley and Brian just got married. Congratulations. They're not watching this, but
shout out to Pam's old podcast with Riley.
As we were driving from Cape Breton back to Halifax, we stopped in Inverness, wherever Xavier University is in Nova Scotia, and there was this game store that was going out of business, so everything was 30% off. So we got one board/tabletop game, which I've played before. It's Dominion, which is a deck building game. You can play, I think it's 2 to 4 players, and you sort of have to build up your kingdom. And it's really fun. I've played this many times before. Oh, he's here with me. I've played this before, and I really liked it. I also used to play it online a bunch. So Dylan and I have played one game of this when you have it here. So we're kind of starting to build this board game collection. And while we were there, we also saw this giant fucking box that cost $270. It was Vampire the Masquerade Chapters. And I was like, ooh, what's this? This looks interesting. But it's also expensive, and we're flying home, and this box is gigantic, so we probably can't fit it in our suitcase. So, but I was kept it in my head. And then I followed the World of Darkness YouTube channel, and they had a interview with the developers, and they're like, for the rest of October, the first edition is on sale for $100 Canadian with free shipping. And I was like, well, that's a sign. So Vampire the Masquerade Chapters, which is a hefty boy.
That is fucking huge. That's as thick as Dylan. I love Dylan's a great model. Thank you, Dylan.
He is. Thank you, Dylan. So this is.
Thank you, Vanna White.
Thank you. I've always wanted to play the Vampire the Masquerade role-playing game, but it's hard to get a group, and you need a game master / dungeon master, whatever. So this is sort of a bit of a easier version. So it's a combo between a real live RPG and kind of a choose your own adventure. So it's split up into chapters, and each chapter is apparently only about 30 minutes long. So you have your characters, but you don't need a game master. So it'll just says it in the book, their conversation options and what you can do and the different characters you can play. So I was pretty excited to get this. And the box is just full of little figures and rule books and conversation guides and little
dice,
and it's pretty cool. So I'm looking forward to playing it.
Yeah, you know what we're gonna do when Michelle comes to visit next time, right? Yeah, we're gonna have some wine and we're gonna play some Vampire Masquerade Chapters, even though I haven't still finished Masquerade Bloodline, just because it's bitch
it's an asshole.
To stream. It's an asshole. That game is an asshole. Not to play, just to set up to play.
Just to stream. Yeah. It's a pain.
It's a pain in the fucking ass, but it's still really fun, and I like it.
It is really
But it's a pain. It's a pain. Cool. I'm excited to play that, Pam. I can't wait. Oh my God. My last pickup is I got the box set of Baldur's Gate 3. This thing is thick as well. I haven't even opened it yet. I don't even know how to open it.
The vinyl or the gate? Okay,
I mean, I better not just be the game. I don't even know how to fucking open it. I literally just opened it from the plastic earlier today. So this is
out.
fun.
This could be a puzzle box and take you to a realm of pleasure and pain. Okay.
Oh my god. This is like sexy time
there's a Starion. Nice.
That is just one of the booky things. Oh my god. Everybody has got a thing. I don't even know what coloration I got from it. This one is blue. So
ooh, pretty.
So yeah, I got the vinyl set. It comes with this fabulous little book. I'm opening this up for it's music.
Oh wow, okay.
It's piano music. I got music. Oh, that's cute. Oh wow. That's
cute.
Fun. That's cute. So yeah, I literally am just opening this, so that's fun. This thing is hefty. Wow. How many is this? 3? 3.
I love Carlac. She's my favorite.
Mm-hmm. So yeah.
How far did you get? Because I know you were playing that far with Briz and your cousin.
Like the first chapter.
I mean, I spent like 40 hours in Act 1, so...
Yeah. We were in like some castle. I mean, I think it was just like I don't think we can play that game co-op for that long.
That's how I always felt. Everyone's like, oh, it's co-op. And I remember even you were like, do you want to play this co-op with me? And I'm like, no.
And that's fine, and I respect that decision, because when I was playing a co-op, I was like, yeah. Yeah. But great time still. So that is a podcast, my friends.
That is a podcast.
Are we hitting the 2-hour mark? Maybe. No, maybe. I don't know.
We're getting close. We probably got like a good 10-minute break where Dylan was here instead of me. But
that's fine. And then the beginning where I started recording super early, so we're maybe just not as close to it. But I say that, and then I go to edit. I'm like, fuck, we were like, what, 2 minutes? That was like literally a minute. And I'm like, I'm like, that was 10 minutes. No, it was literally 60 seconds. It's much longer in real life. But we do have a charity stream coming out, and this is going to be released before the charity stream.
Oh, yes.
So November 16th, starting at noon, we're going through a charity stream raising money for the International Association of Suicide Prevention. This is the Polymedia group, which is what we do things with, all our buddies and friends. Pam's going to be doing, I don't know what game she's going to be doing, but she's going to be streaming at 2.
I'm going to play the new Prince of Persia.
That's good, because I'm very sad that...
I was so sad when I heard that the team had been disbanded.
Yeah.
Because it's such a good game, and I know that people, don't like Ubisoft, and don't like that it didn't come out on Steam and everything, but it's, literally top 3 Metroidvanias for me. So it's, it's a really good game, and I think more people should see it. I made a video on it. But yeah, that's what I'm going to be playing. But yeah, all sorts of people from the Polymedia network are going to be streaming. We're going to have some, we're going to do Live Point and Drink Adventure. There's going to be other live podcasts.
Dylan will be there.
Travis are going to be doing a Goosebumps thing. Lily will probably be barking at some point. And we're raising money for a good cause. So put that in your calendar, November 16th at noon until noon the following day.
Yes, and we will be doing live podcasts as well.
10, I think 11 p.m. maybe Eastern. It's late.
Yeah,
are you also doing the game show? Are you doing the game show?
I am doing a game show.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to fail miserably as well, but that's fine. Everything is fine. But yeah, it'll be a fun time. We do this every year. It's always a great experience and a great cause. So yes.
Yeah.
But yeah. So thank you all for listening. If you'd like to comment on what video games you are playing or comment on the video games that we're playing, please leave us a comment on the YouTube video, because that's the best place to reach us, because we both check it at least soon after the podcast is released, and then I totally forget a week after, but that's fine. But yes, comment on the YouTube video. We actually read them, and we actually sometimes comment, so thank you.
And if you like what you heard here and want to check out some more fun podcasts, you can go to polymedianetwork.com, where you can find all the podcasts on the network about video games and movies and spooky books, video game stories, indie games, all the things.
We love video games. We do really love video games, huh, Pam? I'm so glad video games have brought us together, because really that's what it was.
Me too. It was. Absolutely. And wine.
Video games and wine. Yes. Absolutely. But drink well, my friends. Have a lovely evening. Or day.
See you next time.
Bye-bye.